So really briefly, I want to touch on why I love passive income and why I spend the majority of my time focused on creating passive income streams, right? Not other business models. I've basically tried them all. This is a question that I get across the board. Why do you spend so much time? Why are you so focused on content? Well, here is why. First and foremost, it's free cash flow, right? It's multiple thousands every single month, and I make that every single month. Now, there's no upfront costs. There's no business overhead. I don't have any costs to the business. I create the content, and then guess what? It's all profit. So I spend the initial time, and you will too, to create something that will pay me or you forever, right? Versus other business models that you're trading your time for money. And that is not passive. With this, you're spending the initial time to create something, and that something in the form of courses or content will pay you for the months and years to come passively, whether you're there or not. Now, another reason that I love the content game and basically creating courses and content is because I know firsthand that the content industry is in its infancy. It is only growing. Now, one of the things that I've studied recently is Amazon's letters to shareholders, right? It's Jeff Bezos and his letters to shareholders. And one of the things that you'll notice that Jeff Bezos continuously says over and over and over again in the letters to shareholders, to the actual shareholders and the company, right? Is he says that no matter how much they're earning at whatever stage, this might be in like 93, this might be in like 2002, this might be in like 2010, right? He always literally repeats, Amazon's in its infancy, right? E-commerce is in its infancy. They're doing hundreds of millions of dollars or even billions in sales. And he's basically saying, we're just at the start of the precipice. We're just getting into this business model. He was so convinced that Amazon and e-commerce and, basically selling things online and building Amazon.com was such a great opportunity that no matter how much they earned, he knew there was so much more market share out there. There was so much more to take over, and it was only in its infancy. Highly recommend that you read those in your spare time. It will inspire you. And the same thing, guys, is going on with the content industry right now. Let me outline why for you. So the educational industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry, and it's failing, right? We look across the board, we see colleges that are charging ridiculous amounts of money, students that are in over their head with ridiculous amounts of debt, and it's a snowball that eventually is going to it won't be able to stop. And people aren't going to be able to continuously pay these outrageous amounts of money to get into college, especially when there's other opportunities out there online, hence Amazon versus like the retail space, right? So that's why it's such a great opportunity. As we move more into the future, online content, online courses, and educational videos will only get bigger. This is the infancy stage of them, I promise you. Look across the board. It's literally just like a pendulum that's about to swing, and you need to capitalize on it. More and more people will elect to pay for a $10 to $20 course, or even like $300 or $500 or $1K or whatever, right? More and more people are going to elect to pay for a course or an educational program like this right here that's going to teach them some valuable skill and some practical skill that they can then utilize to go out into the marketplace and earn money for a living, right? To actually perform, right? Versus spending 20 to 40K a year, potentially even 10 or maybe 50, depending on what college you're at, versus spending that kind of money on college. And the majority of classes, guess what? They're going to waste your time, and they won't add any value to your lives or any valuable skills. Now, this is definitely a growing industry, okay? With online courses and online content, the results that you get and the promise to earn come a lot faster, right? Even if it takes you like a month or two to master the stuff and implement it, ridiculously faster. Even if it takes you a year, which it won't, but even if it does, let's say, college is completely different. With college or education, you're going to spend 4 years of your life, if not more, and at least $80,000, plus to go into debt to take that on most of the time, unless you're lucky enough to have like family that's going to pay for you. And even still, you're wasting 4 years of your life that you'll never get back, and you're not going to be able to implement it. Only to come out and realize that entry-level jobs literally pay you $40,000 to $50,000 a year if you're lucky, and if you're lucky enough to get one. How do I know this? Because I'm 28 years old right now, and for the past 5 years of my life, I've known and, I'm friends with a bunch of people that are in this situation, and I know how they feel. I hear it all the time. So good luck paying off your debt or ever reaching financial freedom if you go this route. You'll be a slave your entire life just spinning your wheels. This is what we know as the rat race. I'm sure we've all heard of it, right? You're literally in a rat just spinning to pay the bills, working in a corporate environment to basically pay off the debt that you had to run up to go to college to get the dream job that you were promised. It doesn't exist. It's the rat race. So more and more people are literally realizing this and deciding, no, I'm not doing this. And even if they've already gone to college, they're deciding, you know what? I can't rely on just my income at my job. I need to start building a legitimate business, and maybe that's you. So they're looking for alternatives, and those alternatives will be your courses and your content.